In the ever-evolving world of fashion, trends and fads come and go like the changing seasons. These fleeting styles often captivate us with their allure and innovation. However, beneath the surface of this sartorial playground lies a question that provokes intrigue and skepticism. Are some fashion fads unintentional symbols of the Antichrist? Today we delve into this curious hypothesis, examining the symbolism behind various fashion statements and exploring whether their unintended meanings hold any merit. To begin unraveling this mystery, we must first understand the concept of symbolism in fashion. Throughout history, clothing and accessories have been used to signify not only social status and identity, but also beliefs and ideologies. From ancient Egyptian ankh necklaces representing eternal life to the medieval fleur-de-lis as a symbol of purity, fashion has long been interwoven with the spiritual and the divine. Fast forward to contemporary times, and we see a resurgence of symbols in fashion that anxiety and speculation abound. The ubiquitous skull motif, for instance, popular in diverse cultures, often represents mortality and the fleeting nature of life. Yet some see it as an emblem of rebellion, darkness, and yes, even the Antichrist. However, the origins of skull symbolism in fashion largely trace back to punk rock and countercultural movements of the late 20th century, intended not as a nod to malevolence, but as a challenge to societal norms. Another controversial element in modern fashion is the heavy use of the cross. While the cross is a widely recognized symbol of Christianity, its reinterpretation in fashion raises eyebrows. In the early 2000s, fashion lines littered with inverted crosses drew criticism, accused of promoting satanic ideologies. However, most designers adopting this iconography often argue that the inverted cross is simply a visual tool meant to challenge traditional interpretations, encourage individualism, and even promote dialogue rather than endorse any particular ideology. Fashion's fascination with another contentious symbol, the all-seeing eye or eye of providence, opens a similar debate. This motif, often associated with divine omniscience, gained notoriety from conspiracy theorists, claiming its connection to secret societies like the Illuminati. Popular brands featuring the eye have not claimed any such allegiance, but rather draw on the affinity it elicits for enlightenment, protection, and, quite frankly, its aesthetic mystique. Furthermore, consider the thorny dilemma posed by the proliferation of occult motifs in mainstream fashion. Pentagrams, crescent moons, and stars often decorate clothing and accessories today with little regard for their historical and spiritual significance. While some purport these symbols to be harbingers of the Antichrist, designers articulate a different narrative, embracing these motifs as powerful statements of mystery, introspection, and empowerment rather than ill-intentioned symbols. It is imperative to reflect on the motivations behind the creation of these fashion choices. For some, there is a genuine desire to provoke dialogue and explore the intersections of culture, identity, and symbolism. For others, it is a marketing tactic, aimed to incite interest and intrigue among consumers seeking to define or redefine themselves through personal style. As with any artwork, the interpretation often lies in the eye of the beholder. Moreover, we must acknowledge the influence of globalization and digital connectivity. In this interconnected era, fashion traverses cultural and geographical borders at unprecedented speeds, occasionally losing original meanings and gaining new ones along the way. Fashion fads often become amalgams of various influences, each layer contributing additional context that may or may not align with its supposed esoteric or sinister origins. In conclusion, the notion of fashion fads as unintentional Antichrist symbols is a fascinating lens through which to view the interplay of design and interpretation. While spurred by philosophical pondering, the evidence primarily suggests that these symbols are repurposed more for their aesthetic or provocative potential rather than to subtly invoke dark forces. Ultimately, it is the wearers and viewers of fashion who confer meaning upon these elements. In the dynamic narrative of fashion, while symbols and patterns may come with historical baggage, the exploration of ideas, traditions, and beliefs reflected through the clothes we wear continues unabated, guided as much by the past as the inevitable march towards self-expression and cultural dialogue.